Hello friends, welcome to my channel. This is Charan. In this video I will show you in MVC how to insert records using bootstrap modal popup. And here we got the final output. Right now this table contains 0 rows. Let's insert new record. We got a modal popup here. The employee name Charan @gmail.com. The salary is 15,000. Occupation is a software programmer. Let's save the file. See, here we got the results. The newly inserted record Charan is added to this table. Let's add another record. Insert new record. This time I am adding James @gmail.com. His salary is 5,000 and occupation is a blogger. Save. See, here the James record is also added. And let's check if the user insert record without enter any values into the text box control. See, we got the error message. Please enter the values into the text boxes. Okay, let's close the pop-up window. Now we'll check in the database table the records are inserted successfully or not. Right now this table contains 0 rows. I'm executing the statement. See, here we got the records Charan and James. If you are a first time visitor to my channel, please subscribe to get the latest updates. Before writing the coding part in MVC, first we'll create a new table in Microsoft SQL Server Management Studio. I'm expanding the root folder as well as I'm expanding the databases. And notice the last one is the sample DB, which is my user database. I'm expanding that one and the tables also. Now let's create a new table in this sample DB database. Right click the sample DB, new query. The query is create table dbo.emp is a table name. Emp ID, which is the integer type. Not now. I'm adding identity column 1, 1. I'm adding primary key for this column, comma. The next one is the emp name varchar. I'm adding 50, comma. The next column is the emp email varchar 150. I'm adding salary, which is the integer type, and the last one I'm adding the emp occupation varchar 150. Let's create the table, execute, and here we got a message command completed successfully, which means the table is created in this sample DB table inside this tables folder. Let's refresh this database. Refresh. I'm expanding the tables folder again, and notice here we got the dbo.emp table is added. Let's browse the table. Right click the mouse, select top 1000 rows, and here we got the results of this table. Right now this table contains 0 rows. Let's add a new employee details into this table using bootstrap modal popup in MVC application. For this video tutorial, I'm creating a new MVC application. Go to File, New, Project, and from the web templates, I'm selecting ASP.NET Web Application and the .NET Framework. I'm using 4.6.1. The application name is Insert Record Bootstrap Modal Popup jQuery is a project name. Click OK, and from the templates I'm selecting MVC. Click OK, and the project is created successfully. Let's close this default application. Now let's open Solution Explorer. Now in this application I'm adding ADO.NET Entity Model. Right click the project name, add ADO.NET Entity Data Model. The model name is EMP Model. Click OK. And from the model contents I'm selecting the first option, which is the EF Designer from database. Click Next. Creating a new connection. The server name is user PC. After adding my SQL server name, now I'm selecting the database name. My database name is a sample DB. I have selected that one. Test connection is succeeded. OK. And here we got the connection string, and the connection string name is a sample DB entities, and I'm saving this connection string in the web.config file. Click Next. And from the database objects I'm expanding the tables as well as DBO. Our table name is EMP dbo.emp. This one I have selected. Click Finish. And here the EMP entity model is added to our project. Let's open Solution Explorer. Minimize this references folder. The next step, I'm adding a new controller in this controllers folder. Right click the controllers, add controller. I'm selecting MVC5 controller empty. Click Add. The controller name I'm adding insert is our controller name, add. And here we got our controller. First, in this action result index, I want to fetch the records from the EMP table. So let's add the database name sample DB entities as d is equals to new sample DB entities. After that I'm adding the list class. Now in this list class I'm adding the table name, which is the EMP, creating an object is equals to sd.emps.toList method. In the return view I'm adding EMP object. Copy this one and paste here. Now after that, the next step, I'm creating a new index view page. So before creating the index view page, we must build the application first. Build solution. And here we got a message in the output window, the build succeeded. So let's close this output message window. Highlight the index, right click that one, add view. The view name is index only and the template empty without model. Add. And here we got the index view page. The first thing in this index view page, I'm deleting this default index header and adding center tag. Inside this center tag I'm adding h1 headers. How to insert records using jquery with bootstrap modal popup MVC tutorials. Adding horizontal line. After the horizontal line I am adding the table border is equals to 1. Now inside this table I am adding tr table headers th. In our table employee table, in our EMP table contains 5 columns. The first column EMP ID is auto generate column, so I'm not adding. The next column is the EMP name, email, salary and occupation. So let's add the employee name. Copy this one. Email, salary, and the last one is the occupation. After that, I'm adding the table rows. In these table rows, I'm fetching the records from the employee table. For that, I'm using for each loop at for each. I'm adding the table name emp item in modal as IEnumerable. Now in this IEnumerable, I'm adding my project name, which is the insert records bs modal dot. I'm adding the table name emp tr table rows pd. I'm adding span tag. Inside this span tag, I'm adding at item dot. The first one is the emp name. Let's copy this one. The second column name I required emp email. The next one is a salary dot salary, and the last one dot emp occupation. That's it. We have just finished the first part to fetch the records from the emp table and display on the browser. Now before adding the jQuery insert functionality, first we'll check the output on the browser. So when we want to check the output on the browser, we need to change the controller name. In the app_start routeconfig.cs, open that file. Notice the controller name is the home, which is a default one. I'm deleting that home controller name. Our controller name is insert. Copy this one. I'm adding the controller insert, and the action result is the index page, which is this one. This is the index view page. Let's check the output Google Chrome. And here we got the output of that code, which contains the header tags and the table headers. Right now this table contains 0 rows. If you see, the emp table contains 0 rows. Let's execute again. See, there is no records in this table right now. Now my aim is I will insert a new record using bootstrap modal popup with jQuery functionality to insert records into this table. So the first thing, I need the jQuery latest CDN link. So let's open browser, new tab. I'm searching for latest jQuery CDN Google. Enter. And from the search results, I'm selecting the first one, hosted libraries. In the Google hosted libraries, the corner is the contents panel. I'm selecting the jQuery. Here you can find different snippets of jQuery. I'm selecting the latest version, which is 3.3.1. Stop debugging. I'm adding below this code. After that, I need one more CDN link, which is a JSON 2. Again, switch back to the browser and search for latest JSON 2 CDN. Enter. And from the JSON 2, here you can notice the different versions. I'm selecting the first one, json2.js. Copy this one. I'm adding here script type is equals to text slash javascript, source is equals to, I'm adding the json2.js CDN link. After adding the jQuery and json2 CDN links, now we'll add the bootstrap modal popup into this index view page. So let's go to the browser and the get bootstrap modal popup. And from the search results, I'm selecting the modal.bootstrap, which is the official website. And this is the official website for the bootstrap. Here we can find the latest versions. I'm using the version 4. If you come to the bottom, here we can find different examples of the modal pop-up. I'm selecting this one because I want to open a modal pop-up when we click the button control. So this is a demo. I'm just copying this. I'm adding it into a project at the top. After adding that modal bootstrap code, I'm changing the button label, insert new record. It's a button name, and I'm not changing anything, the properties or classes. Just in the class modal body, I'm adding the table to add the text box control and one button control to save the records. Table border is equals to 1 tr td. The first one is the employee name, emp employee name. Input type is equals to text. id is equals to text name. I'm closing the input text box control. Let's copy this one. The second column name is email, text email. The third one is salary, text salary. The last one, the column name is occupation. The text ID is occupation. After that, in the modal footer, I'm changing the save changes button name to save. I'm adding ID is equals to dot insert. That's it. I have added in the modal body div tag the text box controls, and in the modal footer I have just added the ID attribute to this button control. Let's check the output, how it looks at designing part. When we click the button control, the modal pop-up is opening or not. Google Chrome, and here we got the output after adding the bootstrap modal pop-up. We got the button control at the top, so it's not a big issue. We can replace that after the header tag. So I'm clicking the new insert record. So when I click the button control, I got the modal pop-up control with our text box control with two button controls, close and save. Now let's align this text box control, must fit in this modal pop-up control. Close, switch to the coding part and stop debugging. The first thing, I'm placing this button control after the horizontal line. I'm adding another horizontal line. Now in this modal pop-up control, insert this modal body. Now in the table, what I'm doing, I'm closing this tr for every column. tr, I'm closing this tr. Let's copy this one, paste here, tr. Now let's check the output. I'm reloading the browser link, and here we got a new output. The button control is between the header tag and the table. Now I'm clicking the insert new record, and now the controls are totally inside in this modal pop-up control. I'm sorry, I have not showed how to align properly because this video is to insert the records from this modal pop-up. Now when I enter the employee details, the email, salary and occupation, when I click save, I want to save the records into this EMP table, as well as I want to show the newly inserted record into this employee table. Let's switch back to the MVC application. We'll write the ajax jquery functionality to insert the records. Now switch to the controller. After the action result index in the controller, I'm adding public json result insert emp. Now inside this insert emp, I'm adding emp table, emp object, sample db entries, sd is equals to new sample db entries, sd dot emps dot add. I'm adding emp object. After that, sd dot save changes method, return json. I'm adding emp object. That's it. It's a simple code to insert the records. Now switch to the index.cshtml page. Now let's write the jquery functionality. Come to the bottom. After CDN links, I'm adding one more script tag. Type text / javascript dollar, between double quotes I'm adding the body dot on event. The first one is a click event. Between double quotes I'm adding, we are clicking the button control in the bootstrap modal pop-up. Our button control ID is a but insert. Copy this one. Hash control IDs in the JavaScript or jQuery, we need to prefix with hash. But insert comma function. Let's close this semicolon. Now inside this on-click event, I'm adding the functionality. The first thing, when a user clicks the save button control without enter any values, I want to display the error message. For that I'm using if condition. If dollar between double quotes, I'm adding the text box control IDs, text name, hash text name dot val method double equals to or dollar between double quotes text email ID. The next one is a hash text email dot val method double equals to or. Let's copy this one, paste here, paste here. We have 4 columns. The next column is text salary, the last one is a text occupation. So I don't require this double pipe. Here the condition is, if the text box control is empty when the user clicks the button control, the button insert control, I want to display the alert message. Alert, please enter the values into the text box. Semicolon, else I'm declaring the variables text name is equals to dollar between double quotes hash text name, this one, copy this one and paste here, semicolon, variable text email is equals to, just copy this one, paste here, text email, variable text salary is equals to, I'm just copying this one, copy it and paste here, variable text occupation is equals to semicolon. So after adding the variables, now I'm adding the ajax functionality, $.ajax the first one is a type. We are posting the data, so I'm adding post, comma, I'm adding URL between double quotes, forward slashes. The first one I'm adding the controller name, insert. After the forward slash, I'm adding the JSON result method name, which is a insert emp, comma, data. Our data is a JSON type, so I'm adding the curly braces. The first one I'm adding the column name, which is a emp name. Copy this one, paste here, colon, double quotes, single quotes, plus plus. In this plus plus I'm adding the variable text name dot val method, comma, let's copy this one, paste here. The second one is the email text email, the variable, again copy this one, the third column name is a salary, the variable is a text salary, and the last one, which is the emp occupation. Copy this one, the variable name is a text occupation, comma. The next attribute is a content type, between double quotes, application slash JSON char set is equals to UTF-8, comma, data type is equals to, the data type is JSON, comma, here is the column. Now the last one, I'm adding the success attribute, success, column, I'm adding function. In this function I'm creating a variable new row is equals to, between double quotes, when the records are inserted successfully, I want to display the records in this table. So let's add that ID for this table, emp table, copy this one, hash the table id tr. I want to add the last column, so last hyphen child, semicolon, location dot reload method. So once the record are inserted successfully, I want to clear the text box controls. So let's copy this one, the text box name id, this one, val is equals to the next one is a salary is equals to, and the final one is a text occupation val is equals to double quotes. That's it. We have done the complete coding part. Let's check the results on the browser, Google Chrome, and here we got the final output. Right now this table contains 0 rows. Let's insert new record. We got a modal pop-up here, the employee name Charan at gmail.com, the salary is 15,000, occupation is a software programmer. Let's save the file. See, here we got the results. The newly inserted record Charan is added to this table. Let's add another record, insert new record. This time I am adding James jam at gmail.com. His salary is 5,000 and the occupation is a blogger. Save. See, here the James record is also added. And let's check if the user insert record without enter any values into the text box control. See, we got the error message. Please enter the values into the text boxes. Okay, let's close the pop-up window. Now we'll check in the database table the records are inserted successfully or not. Right now this table contains 0 rows. I'm executing the statement. See, here we got the records, Charan and James. That's it.